It's 19 for the followers from Brady.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Let's get started. This is the state expedited accusations calendar, and the state is courtroom 2 on the line before I do this. It's the jail court iPhone. Anyone at the jail?
Well, it looks like the iPhone just dropped off.
That's not good. All right, please hold.
Maybe the same problem as Thursday.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is the state expedited accusations calendar in the state court of Fulton County, Georgia. I am Judge Melanie Williams. Today is May 3rd of 2025. All defendants, wait, I have to ask, is who's at courtroom 2? Is everybody there? Can anyone hear me, or only the one defendant who is seated there?
There you go. That's He's the only one, right? We got three of them right here now, Judge.
Can they all come stand, or can they all hear me at least? They can hear
Yes,
me.
these three can.
Okay. All defendants who are listening, you have a right to remain silent. You have a right to attorney. And as you can see, I'm conducting this hearing over the internet. That means members of the public can log on and watch. Those who receive a signature bond will be reset for the notice. Those who receive surety or cash bonds are going to our state purpose calendar on May the 15th, whereby aspects of the case, including contact and the bond, may be revisited. Who's sitting before me this morning? Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sarah Armstrong from the Public Defender's Office.
Oh, one question. Have all defense attorneys had the opportunity to interview their clients?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
All right. And I'm sorry, who is the gentleman sitting at the iPhone?
For the defense, I'm going to log off and log back.
Position one, Mr. Bell.
Okay, Ms. Melnick, this isn't your case before you log off, is it?
Which one is this?
But position one, Mr. Bell.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll handle it. I'm sorry, I don't have video for some reason, but I will.
Okay, we're gonna trust that it's you for this one case, Ms. Melnick, and then please log off and come back, okay?
All right, I will go, Your Honor. And
All
there's
right.
probably two people at the Alpharetta that never called me, so I will need to
Oh, is it possible? I know that there's some technology issues. Can somebody ask Alpharetta to log on so that Ms. Melnick can do her interviews and we're not here for the duration today? Okay, Mr. Bell, your case is 25 CR 002299Y. You are charged with theft by shoplifting. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Howard.
6. We got an open simple battery out of state court 2023 and 2022 FTA.
Open simple battery. Okay. Whose case is this for the state?
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Russell on behalf of the state.
Good
Your Honor,
morning, Ms. Russell. Please
I have a
proceed.
few more. I just want to let you know that he also has two 1996 Fulton theft by shopliftings, a 2010 theft by shoplifting, out of Fulton, and a 2021 theft by shoplifting.
Did you say 1996?
Yes,
Okay.
two from 1996, one from 2010 Fulton County, one from Coweta, theft by shoplifting, felony out of Coweta from 2021. He has other pending charges, Your Honor, but not pending charges, but other charges. But I think the relevant ones here are just the theft by shoplifting. So that's what I'll go through. Your Honor, where the state showed that on May 2nd, 2025, at 3435 Roosevelt Highway here in Fulton County, I believe it's Union City, Your Honor, employees of the Family Dollar there saw Mr. Bell taking items and hiding them under his clothing. The items are valued at about $20. It was, like I said, from the Family Dollar, Your Honor. So the state, Your Honor, is asking, because he has those multiple theft by shopliftings, we weren't able to send this up to felony. We do believe it is a felony. However, we weren't able to send it up. We're just asking for a $3,000 surety bond. Stay away from the Family Dollar. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Okay. Ms. Melnick?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. The jail was calling me with the number for Alpharetta, so I will call them at as soon as we're done. And I do apologize for this, Your Honor. I do want to do the remoteness of those 1996. Those 1996.
I noted the remoteness as well.
Okay. Moving on. So, Your Honor, going forward, he does have a holdout in Coweta County, Your Honor. So, given that he has, I would like for him to, I would ask the court for a UJR on this case so that he can be expedited to Coweta and go ahead and handle that.
Okay. I think because of that, he can't. He's not eligible for a UJR, Ms. Melnick. I'm going to give defendant a $10 cash bond.
Okay.
Stay away from the Family Dollar. No alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Is there anything additional?
No, thank you at this time, Your Honor. I'm going to log off real quick and just log right back on.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Melnick. Best of luck to you, Mr. Bell. Don't go back to the Family Dollar. They do not want you there right now, okay? Have a good afternoon. All right, who do we have next?
Got position two, Mr. Cornelius.
Okay, and his attorney, is that Ms. Melnick?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, we have to wait 1 second.
Okay.
Because she's gonna want to hear. Well, let me at least tell him his rights. Mr. Cornelius, your case is 25 CR 002300C. You're charged with battery against a pregnant female with the offense date of May the 2nd. Do you understand your rights this afternoon?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard, just hold on. Is Miss Melnick, are you back? Either there's Miss Melnick.
Back, I'm gonna just, I guess, log on through my phone.
Okay, yes, please log on with your phone. But at least can you leave this device up so you can hear the history from Mr. Cornelius, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Uh,
Mr. Howard, please proceed.
Fifth arrest. I didn't see any violent arrest.
Okay, but what was the last cycle?
2015, some
Okay,
marijuana and driving.
driving. Okay, understood. All right, Miss Russell, is this your case?
It is, Your Honor,
please
where the state
proceed.
was showed on May 2nd, 2025 at 445 Cleveland Avenue, Southeast, here in Fulton County. Mr. Cornelius, I was about to call him Xavier, excuse me, Mr. Cornelius um, got into a verbal argument with his pregnant girlfriend, Crystal Green. When officers say they arrived, she was visibly pregnant. Your Honor, I don't think we have a exact number of months, but she's visibly pregnant. She stated that Mr. Cornelius became angry with her, ignored, kicked in the bathroom door, and pinned her down on the bed, punched her in the face. Officers were able to observe a bleeding lip and scratches on her leg. When police arrived on the scene, Mr. Cornelius also stated that Miss Green assaulted him. However, no visible injuries were seen. We have tried to contact Miss Green, however, but the number we have was not in service. Is Miss Green on the chat or on the call?
We'll sound for her at the appropriate time, but you can continue your recommendation.
All right. Your Honor, the state's asking for a $3,000 surety bond. Stay away from 445 Cleveland Avenue. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and no further violent contact with Miss Crystal Green.
No further. The state is the state's position is not no contact. It's no further violent.
It's no further violent contact. And I'll say this, Your Honor, because she's visibly pregnant. We have not had contact with her. I assume because they live together, and I'm only assuming, Your Honor, just to be quite honest, that since she was visibly pregnant, that she probably will be going into some sort of labor soon, or maybe that I'm not sure, but it's no further violent contact we're asking for right now.
All right. I'm sounding for Ms. Green at this time. If you would like to make a statement, please turn on your camera and raise your right hand so that I can hear from you. You are not required to make a statement, but if you wish to, this is your opportunity. We're only going to wait. We have a long calendar. We're going to wait about a few seconds, and then we will move on, and your opportunity will have passed. Okay, Ms. Melnick,
Yes. I'm sorry, there's some people.
you have to turn off the audio on the other one. So like choose leave audio.
Judge, I'm Miss Green, but I'm not the Miss Green for his case. I'm here for my
Well, then
husband.
we don't need to hear from you right now then. Please don't do that. Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. No, ma'am. Ms. Melnick, please proceed.
Miss Melnick, you're still muted on both of them. You can't.
You're gonna have to leave the audio on the other one, and then
I've never had a problem with my camera before. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Your Honor, I have spoken to my client. He has no history. He has a real job. He has an assistant manager at Dollar General. I did speak to him. He did say that he does have another place to stay with court, for the court's notification. And in addition, we're asking for UJR level 1.
Okay.
Which was what was recommended in the pretrial report.
Okay. Defendant is going to receive a $5,000 signature bond at level 1 through pretrial services. He's going to take a 2-day anger awareness course. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim. However, I am going to require that he stay away from that location. He can return one time with law enforcement to get his items, but he is not to reside there at this time. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and he will be reset for the notice. Is there anything additional?
No, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
I'm saying, that's my house.
We got position 3, Judge, Mr. Cromartie.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Cromartie. Your case is 25 CR 23018. You're charged with simple assault, family violence. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Fourth arrest. 2018 battery DV, no action was a disposition. 2010 battery DV dismissed.
Okay. Ms. Russell, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, where the state would show that on May 2nd, 2025 at 7862 Bluefin Trail in South Fulton, here in Fulton County, officers arrived to that location and found Miss Shantavia Cromartie, who is married to Mr. Andrew Cromartie. And at some point in time, Mr. Cromartie and Miss Cromartie got into a verbal argument. Your Honor, when they got into that verbal argument, Miss Cromartie says that Mr. Cromartie grabbed her by the hair and pinned her against a wall. There was a third-party witness that actually a friend staying in the home at the time who witnessed the verbal altercation. She said that at some point she went over to the area where Mr. and Mrs. Cromartie were and kind of, I guess, took Mrs. Cromartie out of that situation. She was able to explain that to the police. At some point well, Your Honor, I'll just let you know that they are married and they live together and they share a child. We were able to speak to the victim. Your Honor, she says they've been married for 3 years. They have a 9-month-old child. She is okay with no further violent contact. This is the first time she says they've gotten into a physical escalation. Your Honor, the state is requesting a $3,000 signature bond. Stay away from the incident location. No further violent contact with Miss Cromartie. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And we're asking for the Family Violence Intervention Program at this time.
Okay. I'm sounding for Ms. Cromartie at this time. If you are present, please raise your right hand and unmute. Okay. Ms. Melnick,
Yes, Your Honor.
please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is asking for a signature bond on this case. I have no objection to the signature bond.
Okay. All right. Defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond at level 1. He's going to take the 1-day anger awareness course, have no further violent contact with the alleged victim, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. And he's, I did say 1-day anger awareness. He will be reset for the notice. Is there anything additional?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Not this time from the
All right.
defense.
Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Come on, sir. We have Mr. Edmonds, position 4.
All right. Did Mr. Edmonds hear his rights?
No.
Okay, Ms. Edmonds, your case is 25 CR 002-302F. In this case, you're charged with battery and family violence. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing by video today. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
8 total. Got to open simple battery in state court. Open cruelty in the first and battery DV in superior court, and went to court earlier for ag assault. Well, should have, I guess. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Russell.
Yes, Your Honor, where the state would show the March 23rd, 2025. The defendant and Miss Natalie Neal, who is the defendant is Miss Natalie Neal's father of her child at 8:30. I'm sorry, I got the wrong address. I was just making sure. 833 Trestle Tree Court, Southeast here in Fulton County, had a I'll say this, Yarn. It stems from the previous charges that you've heard of. Mr. Edmonds already has a stay away or no further violent contact with Miss Neal based on those previous charges. He was there to drop off diapers for their child. At some point, Miss Neal came outside to get the diapers, and Mr. Edmonds grabbed Miss Neal by her arms, causing visible bruising to her arms. Your Honor, he, like we stated, that simple battery here in state court is against Miss Natalie Neal, and also that aggravated assault you heard about is against Miss Natalie Neal. Your Honor, at this time, the state is going to be asking for 15,000. What do I have here? If it looks like 15,000 surety bond, stay away from the incident location, no contact with Miss Natalie Neal, no alcohol, drugs, weapons, and family violence intervention program.
Okay. Is Miss Neal present and wishes to make a statement? I don't see that name. Holding a few more moments. Okay, Miss Melnick. You're muted, Miss Melnick, if you're speaking with us.
I restarted my laptop and I thought everything was going well. So anyway, I think we're on track now. Your Honor, I spoke to my client and he does have a job. He does temp jobs around the area. He is from Atlanta. He has significant ties to the community, so he would be available for court. I did speak to him about possibly another place to stay, and he does say that he has family that he could stay with in the area.
Okay. All right. Defendant is going to receive a $2,000 surety bond. He is to have no contact with the alleged victim in this case and stay away from that location. He can return one time with a member of law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, and he is reset to the all-purpose calendar on the 15th. Is there anything additional?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
I mean, I gotta come back on 15.
Your attorney will explain it further, but if you don't make bond, yes, your case will be back on the 15th, where it can be revisited and other aspects addressed, okay?
Okay.
You said 2,000, right?
Yeah, I did.
I got position 5, Mr. Fair.
Okay, and is Mr. Fair the only person there? I don't want to keep reading the rights. I guess I'm gonna have to today. Mr. Fair, your case is 25 CR 002303A. You're charged with battery. Do you understand? Oh, you have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing by video. That means other members of the public can watch it. It's also being recorded. Do you understand your rights today? Is that a yes? All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
2021 FTA, 2017 simple battery DV. That was dismissed.
Okay, hold on one second. There is somebody chatting me in the chat. Please stop that. That is inappropriate. Absolutely not. Please continue, Mr. Howard.
2016 possession of a knife or a firearm during the conviction. 2014 FTA probation. And yeah, the 03 battery conviction. That's it.
Okay. Recommended. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Russell. Please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, this matter, I'm sorry, we're on Mr. Fair, correct? I was just
Correct.
sure.
Correct.
Right. Thank you, Your Honor. This is a private warrant taken out by the victim, I believe it's Miss Natasha Brown, Your Honor, and this incident took place at 1314 Donald Lee Hollowell Parkway in Atlanta, here in Fulton County. Your Honor, Miss Brown states that the defendant attacked her by placing his hands on her and punching her in the face and other body parts. She stated that there was bruising and blood all over her body. They live in the same, or at some point lived in the same apartment complex. And she stated that this defendant stalked her multiple times and again put his hands and body over hands and hands on her by punching her. Your Honor, we're asking for a $3,000 surety bond. Stay away from the incident location. And if they still live in the same area, I understand that's going to be hard because he has one apartment, she lives elsewhere, but at least stay away from Natasha Brown. No further contact with Ms. Brown. And anger management classes, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Okay. Is Ms. Brown present and wishes to make a statement? You're not required to, but if you wish to, this is your opportunity.
I'm here, Your Honor.
If you wish to make a statement, please turn on your camera, raise your right hand.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and it's given under the penalty of perjury?
I do.
All right, what would you like to tell me?
I just want him to stay away from me. He still lives over here on the first floor. I'm on the second floor. All I want this man to do, like you stated, anger management, mental health, and stay away from me. Like all the theatrical things he's doing right now, imagine the things that comes out his mouth. He stalks me. He's aggressive. He put his hands on me. He done threatened me with guns. He had children threaten me with guns. I just want him to stay away from me. I have video of everything. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. I appreciate you
fear
coming
for
to
my life. My children fear because his kids go to the same school. You know, it's really difficult. I was pregnant. I lost my baby behind all of the trauma and fear I had going on with him.
Okay, understood. I appreciate you coming to court and making that statement, Ms. Brown. Thank you. All right, Ms. Melnick.
Yes, Your Honor. This is a private warrant case. I would like to note that the date of incident, according to the warrant, was on August 17th of 2024. Apparently this happened on a stairwell. My client's on disability. He was shot. I think it's just more of a neighbor's. I think that he's issued some warrants against hers, but he didn't have the right name, so she wasn't searched. So it's just back and forth of the warrants. However, I spoke to my client very firmly, and I stated that if we were to get a bond, and we are asking for a signature bond since he is recommended for UJR level 3, he will not have any contact. He will avoid her. He will not go near her. He will not through his kids or through anyone in any way.
Okay, thank you. Defendant is going to receive a $5,500 signature bond through pretrial services at level 3. He's going to take a 1-day anger awareness course. He is to have absolutely no contact whatsoever with Ms. Brown. If he sees her, he should turn around and walk immediately in the other direction. He should not attempt to contact her through a third party or through social media. He should not call her, text her, again, not even look at her. He is to stay away from her unit on her floor. I'm not going to exclude him from his own home. However, he should not linger or be anywhere near where she resides. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons as a condition, and he will be reset for the notice. Is there anything additional?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
Judge, that's 5,500, Judge?
Yes, at level 3.
Okay.
Best of luck to you, Mr. Fair.
Say again, ma'am?
I said best of luck to you.
Can I say one thing?
No, you
I don't
may
think you
not.
should. I don't think you should.
Thank you.
I don't
And you're
think
to
that would
stay
be
away
wise.
from her.
I will. Thank you.
Do not look at her. Let's go the other way. All right. Best of luck.
Thank you. I got position 6, Mr. Favor.
Okay, Mr. Favors, good afternoon. Your case is 25. Your case is 25 CR 002304C. You are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your rights today?
Close 15?
Oh, you haven't heard your rights. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And I'm conducting this hearing by video. That means other members of the public can log on and watch this. Do you understand your rights? Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right, thank
He does
you.
have something with his throat. I could barely understand him, but it sort of whispers.
That's how I talk. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's okay. That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Favors. Mr.
73. Sorry, Deborah.
73.
Yes. 2025 simple assault, trespass, disorderly conduct conviction. FTA from 2024, trespass from 2024 conviction. 2024 terrorist threats, simple assault, disorderly conduct conviction. 2023 terrorist threats conviction. 21 battery conviction. 19 battery, simple battery conviction. 19 trespass, simple battery conviction. 14 robbery conviction. 2013 battery conviction. I stopped at 13.
Okay, I think that's good. Thank you. Ms. Russell?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, where the state was shut down May 1st, 2025 at Emory Midtown, located at 550 Peachtree Street here in Fulton County. The Emory Public Safety Officer, Mr. Morgan, who was on duty, stated that he had to break up an altercation between Mr. Favors and Mr. Julio Vasquez. Your Honor, there was a third-party witness also in the waiting room. They were waiting to get discharged, Your Honor, but there was another third-party witness, a Miss Amber Allen, who reported that at some point Mr. Vasquez made a verbal remark, and then Mr. Favors got up from his seat and hit Mr. Vasquez in the back of the head with his fists. Your Honor, we are asking for a $3,000 surety bond. Stay away from the incident location. No further contact with Julio Vasquez.
Okay, I'm sounding for Julio Vasquez at this time. Okay, hearing that. And the location was the Emory Midtown Hospital.
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll address that in a moment. Ms. Melnick?
Yes, Your Honor. My client was there because he had been injured. I don't know if you saw him when he was sitting down. He does have a limp. He was stabbed in the leg a short time ago, and he was actually there receiving medical care. I was not there. This is not a trial, but I think there are some issues with the complaining witness and hurting his leg, and that was where they're trying to get discharged. But this is not a trial, but we're just trying to hear for the purposes of bond. So we are asking the court to consider that.
All right. Defendant will receive a $1,500 surety bond. He's to have no contact with Mr. Vasquez. He's not to go back to Emory Midtown unless he is receiving medical treatment. Additionally, he's to have no alcohol, drugs, no weapons as a condition, and he is going to be reset to all purpose on the 15th of this month. Is there anything additional? Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
We have position 10, Mr. Hall. Position 10, Judge, Mr. Hall.
Thank you. Mr. Hall, your case is 25 CR 002310C. You're charged with giving false information, obstruction, and possession of marijuana. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
26, got to open simple battery DV, simple battery out of state court. Open battery DV out of state court on probation in Fulton, 6 counts of ag assault. Probations from 2023, 2022. He has a probation hold and 2 bench warrants.
Okay. All right, Ms. Russell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, where the state was shut on May 1st, 2025 at 1988 Stanton Road in East Point, Georgia, here in Fulton County. Officer Thomas was patrolling that area, and he saw 2 Black males just unprovoked start running from him. At some point in time, Officer Kilgore was telling both of the individuals to, stop running. And at some point, when they got in contact with Mr. Earl Hall, Your Honor, he identified himself as Brandon Hall. He initially fled and was found hiding under a vehicle. On Mr. Hall, they found 28 grams of marijuana. They also were able to transport him to the jail and found that he had given the false name of Brandon Hall. Your Honor, that's all for the facts. Your Honor, we're asking for a $2,000 surety bond on each of the charges, so $6,000 total. Stay away from the incident location. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right, Ms. Melnick?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't quite understand the circumstances around why he was arrested. However, he wasn't charged with any type of battery or any type of fighting. I don't think there's a complaining witness in this case. So I am still unclear about that. However, he is only here for basically, obstruction and giving a false name. He was my show is recommended for UJR level 3, so we are asking for a signature bond on his case.
All right, defendant is going to receive a split bond as follows. It'll be 1,000 SLB through the jail for count 1, which is the false information. A $25 cash bond on the obstruction, and then 1,000 signature bond through the jail for the possession. So that should be a $2,025 split bond. Because he did receive a partial cash bond, he's going to all purpose on the 15th. He's to have no alcohol, drugs, weapons. Is there anything additional from the state or the defense?
That's 2,500 split, Judge.
No, 2,025. So he's got to make cash on only the obstruction. The other is 2,000 signature through the jail. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Yeah.
All right, Judge.
We have position 11, Mr. Hill.
Mr. Hill. All right. Your case is 25 CR 002314Y. Yes, this is Mr. Hill, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Hill, you're charged with simple battery in that case that I just read. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard. Oh, I didn't read you your rights. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing by video. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Mr. Howard.
Second arrest, the 07 assault, domestic violence conviction out of Michigan.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Russell.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, with the state with the showdown May 2nd, 2025 at 1901 Newman Place Northwest in Fulton County. Officer Urena responded to a domestic dispute between Mr. Hill and Miss Samika Johnson. When officers arrived, they saw that Mr. Hill was bleeding from his right forearm, and they asked Miss Johnson, well, what happened? Miss Johnson stated that at some point while her and Mr. Hill were riding in the car, they went to go to the convenience store. They got into a verbal argument, and Mr. Hill hit Miss Johnson in the upper lip. Officers were able to see the bruising to the upper lip. Miss Johnson left the scene, however, or went not far from the scene, but Mr. Hill could not get into the home. And at that point, he was breaking into the home through the window, and that's how he cut his hand. So Mr. Hill went to Grady, Your Honor, but ultimately arrested for simple battery DV for hitting Miss Johnson in the face. We have spoken to Miss Johnson. Ultimately, she says that they share one child, Your Honor, and they've been together for 5 years. There are things interesting, Your Honor. There are 2 children in their home. One is the victim's and one is the defendant's child. So that defendant's child is not the child of the victim, is what she says, Your Honor. And for that reason, she's asking to have no further violent contact for purposes of that reason. So that Mr. Hill could come back into the home and take care of that particular child. She says that she also says she would like a stay away to go, he can go to a shelter or something like that. So it's kind of mixed match is what she wants. I don't know if she's on the call to talk a little bit more as well about what she would like. But the state is asking for a $2,000 surety bond, stay away from the incident location, and no further violent contact with Ms. Johnson and the Family Violence Intervention Program.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, if you're present, please raise your right hand and unmute. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be true to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right. What I'm most concerned with is your desires for contact and any concerns you have for your safety. What would you like to tell me?
I would like for him to take the classes, anger management, or any type of mental classes that you guys have to offer him on that side before he is released. He is going through something. His mother just recently passed away. And then we do share a child, and I also help take care of his child. That'd be the only reason why I would like to keep in contact with him. He does have to get his child back home to his mother so that I can focus on mine. I just want him to do better and get better. He needs to work on himself. So whatever classes that you guys have to offer, Mr. Hill, I would really appreciate it for my safety and for his.
So you want to have contact with him, but you don't want him to return to your residence. Is that correct?
It's complicated. He's the only one from his family that is here, so he does not have anyone other than the resource of a shelter.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you coming to court and making that statement. Thank you. Ms. Melnick?
Yes, Your Honor, I am, okay, and we have the issue here. My client, let me start with off, is, my client does have a real job. I spoke to him, he does have a real job with, he does, like resell merchandise, with Kroger. He does have custody of his child, and, that is the part that does concern me, is this is not her child. She doesn't have, she has no say over this child, so he does need to get back to the child. We can he can connect him to the services with my social worker so that we can find an appropriate, I know she doesn't want him back, that's fine. But we do need to get him back reconnected to his child so that he can stay away from her.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $2,500 signature bond at level 2 through pretrial services. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim. However, he is to stay away from that location. He's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition of that signature bond. And he is also to take the 1-day anger awareness course. Is there anything additional?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Best of luck to all parties concerned. Take care. Have a good afternoon.
What was that contact?
No further violent, but he does need to stay away. All right. Who do we have next?
Position 12, Mr. Johnson Bailey. Position 12, Mr. Johnson Bailey.
Okay. And we'll go to ACDC next. Thank you. Mr. Bailey, your case is 25 CR 00230 You're charged with battery and simple battery. You have an absolute right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And as you can see, I'm conducting this hearing today by video. Do you understand your rights and how I'm holding the hearing today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Howard?
9 total. On probation and carb, ag assault, giving false name. 2 FTAs from 2023. 2022 simple battery, trespass, affray conviction. 2019 probation. 2017 trespass.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Sirocco?
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. This incident took place in the late evening of May 1st, 2025 at 710 Peachtree Street, Northeast, Atlanta, the apartment complex there. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute call and upon arrival spoke with the victim, in this case, Miss Nevia Colon, that's Nevaeh, Colon, C-O-L-O-N, who explained the defendant, who had been living with her for about a week, had grabbed her hair, by the hair, and then pulled her up from the floor. She explained that she was trying to get her cell phone back from the defendant as well when he elbowed her in the left eye and struck her on the right side. Law enforcement observed visible bruising to both those areas. Defendant was detained and Mirandized and admitted that he was arguing with the victim and claimed that she held him from behind trying to get her cell phone, and then he flipped her over his head onto the bed. He was arrested early the following morning. We have spoken briefly with the victim in this case. She indicated that there are ongoing issues between them and that she would like a no further contact as of right now and a stay away. I will elaborate on that briefly, but given the given the history of recent violent convictions here, that ag assault from last year out of Cobb, the simple battery, afraid criminal trespass conviction that I'm seeing for 2024, and the FTAs here from 2023, he posed a risk of reoffense and of not showing up for the next hearing. As such, the state's recommendation for bond is $4,000 surety on the battery, $2,000 surety on the simple battery, and 2-day anger awareness. No further contact with Neveah Colon, and I misspoke. It's Neveah. We would ask for a stay away until, I believe she is currently traveling, planning on moving next Saturday. We would ask for a stay away until Monday the 12th of this month. And no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Your Honor, I am so sorry, and I'm going to take the hit on it, but what position is this? We have not spoken to this person, and we're going to need the opportunity to speak to her. I am so sorry. I know I have not spoken to the two in Alpharetta, but ACDC never called me either, and I just somehow
we're doing Mr. Jordan Bailey. We're not at ACDC yet. We're on position 12.
Okay, we're going to need to speak Jordan Bailey. We're going to need to speak with him. I'm sorry. Somehow
he's never been interviewed.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah, you cannot say anything.
Okay, we'll go to ACDC. Can we put Miss Melnick in a breakout with jail court iPhone?
They should have what number is he on the?
He's number 12.
Okay. And I apologize. I mean,
we'll put those two in the breakout and we'll go to ACDC.
So put a breakout, Judge.
Wait a second.
Before we do that, do you have to speak to, do you represent the defendants at ACDC?
No, Your Honor. I'm sorry. No, Your Honor. Let me start over.
I'm in ACDC.
Hyphenated, because his name was hyphenated. I did speak to him. Okay, I did speak to him.
Okay, so you did speak to him. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
All right.
And we would sound for the victim if she was able to make it, Judge. That's all.
Of course. Ms. Melanie, before we do this, before I go to this, is there anyone else you do need to speak to besides the Alpharetta people who may not have logged on? No,
Your Honor. I believe that's everything.
Okay, Ms. Colon, if you are present and wish to make a statement, you are not required to. Please turn on your camera, raise your right hand. All right, you're Ms. Colon?
I'm the parents of Neveah Clone. She says she doesn't want to be on there. Are we allowed to say anything?
No, not at this time. This is just a bond hearing. There will be the defendant is charged with a misdemeanor offense, and the primary concerns at bond hearing is the safety in the victim and their desire for contact. There will be a victim witness advocate who is on here who I can ask to send you a message, but statements from you are not required or necessary quite at this time. Okay.
Oh, all right.
All right. Best of luck to you guys. All right. Ms. Melnick, please proceed.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. This is Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, I did speak to him. They had just got an apartment together about 6 days ago. I did speak to him. He does able to go to his cousin's house. And he does have a job. He does work for Stonewell Nursery. And he was recommended for UJR level 3 by pretrial.
Okay. All right. Defendant is going to receive a $3,500 surety bond, $2,000 on count one, $1,500 on count two, so that should be $3,500. He's to have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim and stay away from that location. I understand that she may be departing from there, so he should wait until he believes she's gone to call his police escort one time to ascertain that she's gone. If she's still there, he can collect his items. If she has departed, he can return, but otherwise he's to have no contact with her. He's to have no alcohol, drugs, weapons, and he is being reset to state all purpose on the 15th, where aspects of the case can be revisited. Is there anything additional from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All
No,
right.
Judge, thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case at this time. All right. Who do we have at ACDC?
Good afternoon, Judge Williams. This is
Oh, hold on, sir. You had a
Lady-
question about the bond? Oh, okay. He's
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Well,
I did.
very quick. Don't say anything that's going to infringe upon your right to remain silent. What is your question?
I spoke to Mrs. Deborah and told her that I necessarily spent all of the necessary resources that I had to get into the
Okay.
park. I don't have anything, and I would be able to have something next Friday, but is there any type of possible way that I could get a reduction on bond so I could get some of my family members to, in fact, help me so I can get back to work and like save my
I will think
job?
I will think about it, but for right now, your bond will remain in set. Okay.
And you said it's how much again?
It's $3,500 surety bond. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. All right.
Yes,
Who do
ma'am.
we
Thank
have at ACDC?
Good afternoon, Judge. We do have the lady did hear their rights. We have number 13, Ms. Jones.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, Ms. Jones. Your case is 25 CR 002309A. You're charged with 2 counts of simple battery family violence. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And as you can see, I'm conducting this hearing by video. Do you understand your rights today and how I'm conducting the hearing? Is that a yes,
Yes.
Ms. Jones? All right. Thank you, Ms. Jones. All right, Mr. Howard.
Third, 2023 battery DV first offender, 2021 simple battery PTI, then it was dismissed.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Sirocco.
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place April 30th, 2025 at 2757 Scenic Terrace in East Point. Law enforcement responded to a fight call and upon arrival made contact with the victim in this case, Dontavius Hill. This is Miss Kiara Jones, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Made contact with Mr. Hill and the defendant in the driveway of the location. The victim explained that their daughter was at his house because the defendant went to a concert, and when the defendant arrived to pick up their daughter, the victim walked the child to the defendant's vehicle and after doing that, putting his daughter in the car, the victim then stood between the car and the door to ask the defendant about having the daughter for the weekend, starting a verbal argument, or at least it led to a verbal argument, during which the defendant got out of the driver's seat of the vehicle and spat on the victim. The defendant admitted that she got out of the vehicle and spat on the victim during the argument about picking up their daughter. And their daughter stated then about the physical altercation that ensued, that she saw her mom get out of the vehicle and hit her dad first. The two got into a fight. She struck him. He sustained undescribed injuries. We'll be looking into that because this very well could be felony eligible. Near the right side of his neck, the defendant was taken into custody as primary aggressor in this case. There are, given the, I have that as being a 2024 first offender for the battery family violence that she has. And yeah, given her previous violent cases and that this may well be a felony case moving forward, she does pose significant risk to reoffense here. And we are taking this seriously. We haven't been able to reach the victim in this case yet, but we will continue those efforts. We would ask the court sound for him when appropriate. In any case, the state's recommendation is $3,000 surety on each charge for a total of $6,000. 2-day anger awareness, no further contact with Dontavius Hill. Stay away from the 2757 Scenic Terrace address in East Point, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right, thank you. Is Mr. Hill present and wishes to make a statement? Hearing, seeing none. Ms. Armstrong, please proceed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We're asking that you follow pretrial's recommendation of the UGR jail. Ms. Jones lives with her other children and her boyfriend. She does not live with the alleged victim in this matter. She has a job, and right now, her boyfriend, again, who is not the alleged victim in this matter, it's my understanding he has an injury that requires her to help him with his mobility. So for those reasons, we are asking Honor to consider the UGR jail. Thank you.
All right, defendant is going to receive $1,000 surety bond, $500 on each count. Seeks to have no contact with Mr. Hill. They can coordinate transfer of the child through a third party. Is the stay away location was his home? Is that correct? That's 2375. That was his house? Okay, so she's gonna stay away from that incident location, have no alcohol, drugs, no weapons as a condition, and she's going to all purpose on the 15th. Is there anything additional?
No, Judge, thank you.
Nothing.
Ms. Sarko, can we confirm that was
Yes, that is his house.
Okay, understood. Best of luck to you, Ms. Jones. That concludes your case. Who do we
Your
have
Honor,
next?
if I can interrupt, I did call the Alpharetta jail to speak to the two people, and their number 8 and 17, and I was unsuccessful.
Okay, is there anybody maybe that can call the Alpharetta jail for us?
If you can have them call me, I think that might be the easiest because I'm.
Okay, we'll try.
Okay, thank you.
All right, who do we have next at ACDC?
Judge, that was $1,000 surety bond, correct?
Yes, ma'am. 500 each count.
Thank you. Next is position number 21, Ms. Tanner.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Tanner. Your case is 25 CR 002319J. You are charged with criminal trespass. You understand, right? You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And I'm conducting this hearing by video. Do you understand that? All right, Mr. Howard, I see this is first. So we'll go to Mr. Siraka.
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place May 1st at 3072 Washington Road, apartment A1. It's Polaris Apartments in East Point / Atlanta. Law enforcement responded to a person trespassing call. Upon arrival, observed the front door of the apartment was open. No one lives there, but it's Polaris property. The officer entered the abandoned residence and found the co-defendant, Matthew Keller, sitting on the floor in the living room, and then the defendant coming from the bathroom there. She admitted that the residence front door was open, so she just walked in and had to pee. That is a quote. The officer noted that the defendant had been previously warned by several officers not to enter abandoned residences or unoccupied residences. Both the defendant and Mr. Keller were placed into custody at that time. The state's recommendation is a signature bond through pretrial services, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and stay away from the 3072 Washington Road address. That is the Polaris Apartments there.
All right. And Ms. Armstrong, do you object to a signature bond through the jail for Ms. Tanner and a stay away?
No, Judge, thank you.
Oh, and potentially a BHET as well, Judge. I'm not sure how Your Honor would feel.
There might be some, yeah.
Might be good.
So I won't require it because I don't want her to hold waiting for a social worker visit. But Mr. Armstrong, if your office could have social worker speak to her.
Yes.
Potentially. All right. Defendant is going to receive a $5,000 SLB through the jail. She is absolutely stay away from that location, have no alcohol, drugs, weapons, and will be reset for the notice. Ms. Tanner, don't go back there, okay? Best of luck to you. And I am going to ask that a social worker visit her, but not require it. All right?
Thank you.
All right. Is
Thank you,
ACDC
Judge.
complete?
Yes, we're completed. Thank you, Judge.
Take
What was
care.
that
Have a
bond?
wonderful afternoon.
What was that bond,
Thanks.
Judge?
Well,
5,000 SOB to the jail.
Your Honor, and I just want to be sure. I know she said that they're complete, but there was an add-on that was really, really late. It is Amari Powell. to me, it sounds, if she's a female, she probably would be at ACDC. I just want to make sure that before they log out.
Does anybody know where Amari Powell is?
She's over here at the jail.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so she's not ACDC. Okay.
And one more, Your Honor, Finney,
Oh yes, Miss Finney. She is.
I believe she's at Rice Street as well.
Okay, she's at Rice Street. Okay, just making sure.
I could be wrong, but that's what I heard.
I'm batting zero right now. So.
Miss who? Miss who? What's the name?
Finney. So
then it's Darlene Finney.
Right. I just want to make sure before we
Can you spell that name? Oh, number 7. Number 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
And was Mr. Keller addressed?
Mr. Keller's right here in the chair.
We haven't done
Okay.
Mr. Keller.
He's right here in the chair, position 14.
Okay. All right, Mr. Keller, good afternoon. I'm assuming you heard your rights, so we're gonna skip that. Your case is 25 CR 002311J. You're charged with criminal trespass. You understand, right? All right, Mr. Howard.
So the information that came back on the FBI number was a 2022 theft and a CWAC conviction. It matches the Georgia FBI number matches Ohio. So I don't know if the state has anything different.
Understood.
And if I can elaborate a little bit, because see, I'm not seeing what you saw, but I did see a parole violation, at least that he was wanted for parole violation out of Indiana, and it appears to have been since 2023, and that he was wanted out of for an FTA out of Chambly from 2024. But that's all I had for him, so we're looking at different things.
That's very different.
Yeah. We'll continue to look into that. But this is the same set of facts, Judge, same address at 3072 Washington Road in Atlanta, the Polaris Apartments. Only when law enforcement responded, he was the first person they saw sitting on the floor in the living room rather than the one coming out of the bathroom. That residence again was unoccupied. The state's recommendation, given what we have to assume, at least on our end, is an open FTA. The state's recommendation is a $500 surety. Stay away from the Polaris Apartments at 3072 Washington Road in Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And we would voice the same concerns with respect to BHET here, Judge.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask for signature bond for Mr. Keller. This is a non-violent offense, Your Honor, and it was just a situation where somebody was seeking shelter. So I know that if he's given a surety bond, he'll not be able to pay it. So I would ask that you give him the same bond that you gave to his co-defendant, Your Honor.
Okay. Defendant's going to receive $1,000 surety bond. He's to stay away from that location, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Is there anything additional from state or defense?
Nothing from the state.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Keller. That concludes your case. Ms. McLeod, is that your only case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Take
May
care.
I
Have
be
a-
excused?
Yes. Take care. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Who do we have now?
We got position 15, Mr. Lakes.
All right, Mr. Lakes, your case is 25 CR 002312A. You're charged with simple battery. You understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard, can I have that history, please?
7, 2023 theft by taking, 2019 trespass no-low probation, 2014 ag assault, possession of a firearm by a first offender probationer, possession of a firearm during a commission, obstruction, conviction, and an 08 burglary conviction.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sirocco?
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place. This was a delayed arrest here on June 4th, 2024, and began at 6385 Old National Highway. It's the Family Dollar, and then continued to 385 Espana, E-S-P-A-N-A, Street in College Park. Law enforcement responded to a dispute call, and upon arrival, spoke with the victim, Miss Karina Nix, who initially did not disclose that any sort of physical altercation had taken place. It was the defendant and the victim were apparently involved in an argument that began outside of the Family Dollar and continued in the car, which traveled to the victim's residence, which is 385 Hispana Street. Both parties were separated, and the defendant, who'd been living out of the victim's car, had removed himself and his belongings from the vehicle. Later that same day, the victim drove to the police precinct to provide an additional statement. She explained that the defendant had actually struck her with his elbow in the face near her nose outside the Family Dollar. She explained that she got into the vehicle with the defendant afterwards because she was afraid that he would strike her again. Another officer took photos of her face. I don't have information regarding the injuries, but we'll follow up. And she declined medical attention at that point. A warrant was issued, and he was later arrested 2 days ago. Did we hit the ag assault from a 2015 pretrial? I apologize.
2014 ag assault.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We haven't been able to reach the victim in this case yet. We will continue to make those efforts. And of course, would ask that the court sound for her when appropriate, if she is online and wishes to speak. Regardless, it is clear, even from not having spoken to her, that from the circumstances of this case, with the later reporting outside of his presence, where she felt it was finally safe to do so, and the decision to get back in the car, that the defendant poses a threat to her and that she is in fear of him. Due to that, and due to the prior ag assault conviction, the state's recommendation is a $4,000 surety, 2-day anger awareness, no further contact with Karina Nix, and that's Nicks. Stay away from the 385 Hispana Street address in College Park, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Your Honor, this is, let me turn my camera on. This is Beverly Andrews, the victim advocate. I will say that Miss Nix just entered into the chat, so she's on the line.
I'm aware. I'm very much aware.
Okay.
Miss Nix, turn your camera, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be true to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Me and Alvin, we are in a
You can put your
relationship.
hand down. You can put your hand down.
Me and Alvin are in a relationship. We getting married. I called the police. I was being over dramatic in my emotions, but like we got together. We have a family, and I don't want to proceed with anything. I would just like for him to come home.
Okay. I appreciate you coming to court and making that statement. All right, Ms. Armstrong, please proceed.
Thank you, Judge. We're asking that you follow pretrial's recommendation of UGR level 3. It doesn't appear that there's been any, I haven't heard any reports of any incidences subsequent to this June 2024 allegation. Mr. Lakes is gainfully employed. It's my understanding that they have a home together. I do have an address to provide the court off the record of a location he could go to should Your Honor decide that he need not return to that location. But we are asking that you give him a signature bond through pretrial services level 3. Thank you.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $5,000 surety bond. He is to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim, have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons as a condition. And he is going to be reset to state all purpose on the 15th. Is there anything additional?
Nothing to say, Judge.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
I didn't hear what she said. 5K shirt. I have position 16, Mr. Lefevre.
All right, Mr. LaFever, your case is 25 CR 002313B. You're charged with criminal trespass and committed certain prohibited acts in a rail or bus station. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
21, 2024 obstruction, 2024 violation of bail condition, 2024 domestic battery. You got a 2024 arrest for charges y'all don't be want to call out. 2021 destruction of property conviction, and he's a resident of West Virginia.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sirocco.
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place, it was, excuse me. This is, okay, I've got it, thank you. This was from May 1st of 2025 at 2420 Piedmont Road Northeast in Atlanta. That's the Lindbergh MARTA station. Law enforcement was dispatched by radio in reference to a male that had gone wayside and proceeded to walk on the tracks at the station from that station to the Art Center MARTA station. Rail control actually had to shut down the whole operation for roughly 40 minutes. And the officer ultimately entered the wayside trackway and then started walking north, found the subject identified as the defendant. And he was observed wearing no shirt and shorts walking towards him. Gave the defendant verbal commands to get on the ground. He complied. The officer proceeded to handcuff him and the officer realized that the defendant had actually been given a criminal trespass warning like prior to him going wayside. Apparently due to some incident involving partial or potential nudity. I won't go into that because I don't have more details, but the defendant was arrested at that point. The state's recommendation for this case, given the 2021 destruction of property, that 2021 obstruction is it's a $250 surety bond on each charge here. Stay away from all MARTA premises and property, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Okay, Ms. Armstrong.
Your Honor, pre-trial is recommended UGR level 3. We would ask that you follow that. And if Your Honor is inclined, we do not object to the state's recommendation. Thank you.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $50 cash bond, $25 on each count. And he is to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. If he is banned from MARTA, he should comply with whatever restrictions MARTA has put in place. But I'm not going to put any additional restrictions. And he's going to all purpose on the 15th. Is there anything additional?
No, Judge.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. What do we have next?
Man, when do I get to get out?
Your attorney can give you some additional information, okay?
Okay, when will I get out?
Come on, sir. I talked to you.
All right. When will I get out of here?
All right, who do we have next?
Position 19, Mr. Palmer.
All right, Mr. Palmer, your case is 25 CR 002317Y. You're charged for criminal trespass and disorderly conduct. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to counsel, and I'm conducting this hearing by video. Do you understand all of that today?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to assume that is a yes. Mr. Howard?
4, got an open stalking out of state court. It's 24 CR 005-966Y.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sirocco.
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place May 2nd, 2025 at 1067 Memorial Drive. That's the public storage in Atlanta. Law enforcement responded to the location after being dispatched regarding property damage. The officer responding had previously responded to the same location the day prior for a dispute call involving the defendant. During that incident, he'd been detained due to there being a physical altercation with someone else at the location. and the officer let him off, let him leave the scene as opposed to taking him to jail. But the defendant had returned and had expressed frustration regarding that situation for the previous incident. And at around 1 a.m., it was 1 a.m. on May 2nd, he had returned to that location, threw a brick at a window, shattering it. And the victim, who was at the location, Mr. Grayson Graham, that's Graham, went to the window to see who had thrown the brick, and he observed the defendant standing directly outside before the defendant fled on foot. The defendant was, his description and his direction of travel were given to officers, and they later located him at the nearby Publix. He was brought back to the incident location where he was positively identified by Mr. Graham, and he was arrested at that point. Given the stalking that I see open, it's not far from the address here. The state's recommendation is a $500 surety bond, BHET, no further contact with Grayson Graham, stay away from the, excuse me, that's a $500 surety bond on each count. BHET, no further contact with the victim, stay away from 1067 Memorial Drive in Atlanta, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and we would ask the court sound for the victim when appropriate.
Okay, is Grayson Graham present? Okay, Ms. Armstrong.
Thank you, Judge. My client's unemployed, so we would not be able to post a bond. We would just ask that you follow pretrial's recommendation of UGR level 2. Thank you.
Okay. Defendant's going to receive $1,000 surety bond, $500 on each count. He's to stay away from that location, have no contact with Mr. Grayson, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and he is going to all purpose. On the 15th, I am going to ask that a social worker visit with Mr. Palmer. All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Yeah, position 18, Mr. Muhammad.
All right, Mr. Muhammad, your case is 25 CR 002316C. You are charged with reckless conduct. You understand your rights today? Oh, you have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting the hearing by video. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
2024 suspended license NOLO. 2015 drug abuse conviction. 2013 possession of a controlled substance conviction.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sirocco.
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place May 2nd, 2025 at 2371 Arno Court, Northwest Atlanta. That's ARNO. Law enforcement responded to a fight in progress at the location, and upon arrival, observed the defendant and Miss Tiasia Badber, B-A-B-E-R. First name is spelled T-I-A-S-I-A. Apologies if I butchered that. But they observed them physically fighting inside the home with the door open. The officer ran up the steps, announced himself, and for the safety of the parties, detained them both. Speaking with the parties, Miss Badber explained that when she woke up to feed their child, the victim in this case was 1-year-old Zina Mohammed. That's Z-X-E-N-A. And then asked the defendant, who's the father of that child, to feed her. The defendant caught an attitude, started calling her expletive, or at least one expletive, I won't say it, but took a pair of keys through, and I believe through them as well. And then the way it's written is that he had thrown the television off the wall, causing it to hit their 1-year-old in the leg. She started to cry, and then Miss Badber pushed the defendant, trying to get the keys back, and those two got into a physical altercation. the defendant admitted that he came to get his belongings from the location, but noticed there was some damages, and he had tossed the keys by the television and then started throwing the TV off of the wall, which did end up hitting their child. The defendant stated the victim got upset when he called her that expletive, and then they got into the physical altercation. The defendant was arrested on scene. We have spoken with Miss Babber with respect to this case. She doesn't want to press charges. She's asked if anything like this has happened before. When asked that, excuse me, she did state yes, although I don't know how long ago that was. But she stated that this is not the defendant's character and that he is a good father in person, but that he has not been in a very good space as of late. She stated she would likely not be joining us today, but we would ask the court sound for
She's
her.
on. She's here.
She
I
is?
see her. She is.
Okay, great.
All right.
We'd ask the court sound for her. The state's recommendation for this case is $3,000 surety, 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with Tiasha Babber, and no further violent contact with Zina Muhammad, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and excuse me, stay away from the location there, the 2371 Arno Court in Atlanta.
Okay. Ma'am, I see you online. You're not required to make a statement. However, if you wish to, Ms. Baber, this is your opportunity. Just please need you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or are you unmute? Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be true to the best of your knowledge and is given under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. What
And
I'm most
I'm sorry to interrupt, Judge. Before we get into this, Ms. Babber, I forgot to include as well. I know that you're okay with no further violent contact, and you're okay with him returning home. I just wanted to voice that before, because I know we did speak to you, so thank you.
the state's recommendation was no further violent contact, correct?
For the child.
For the child, but to have no contact with her was the state's recommendation.
No further contact, Judge.
Okay, understood. All right, ma'am, let's do this again. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be true to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right. What I'm most concerned with today is any concerns you have for your safety, desires for contact. What would you like to tell me at this time?
Absolutely not. I have no concerns for my safety. This is not something like Xavier. We have not had no problems like this. I just want to say it was a situation that got out of hand. And I may have been overdramatic in some areas, and he doesn't, and he's a good man and a good father. And I don't have any worries about contact. He's free to contact us. I have his 2 children. I have left the home, and the home he's free to stay at. I'm not there as for now. So I've left the state for at least a cool off period. But I have no complaints, and I don't see this happening again at all.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you coming to court making that statement. Ms. Armstrong?
Yes, Judge. We would just ask that you follow pre-trust recommendation. I believe it's UGR level 1. If it is my understanding that my client has a place he could stay with some family. If your Honor rules that they are not to have any contact, and as Ms. Babber stated, she's living with family, or she's staying with family for a cooling off period. He is gainfully employed. He receives a salary. So, we would just ask that he be released so he can continue working so he can support his family.
All right. The defendant is going to receive a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim. He is going to take the 1 day anger awareness course and have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons, and he will be reset for the notice. Is there anything additional?
No,
all right. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Position 20, Mr. Rosario. Position 20, Mr. Rosario.
All right, Mr. Rosario, your case is 25 CR 0023118G. You're charged with battery family violence, 2 counts of that charge, actually, with the offense date of April the 28th. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing by video. Do you understand all of that this afternoon, Mr. Rosario?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
Second, 2018 simple battery DV.
Dismissed or was disposition?
It didn't say.
It didn't say. Okay.
I have it, Judge. I can provide that.
Okay, Mrs. Sirocco.
Thank you. This incident took place April 28th, 2025 at 6354 Shannon Parkway in Union City. Law enforcement responded to a dispute at the location and upon arrival met the victim, in this case, Mr. Felix Rivera, who explained that he and the defendant, who is his stepson, were involved in a physical dispute at the location. The defendant was not on scene when the officer arrived. Came later, I'll get to that. The officers observed that the victim was bleeding from the nose area and that he was missing a tooth. He explained that this was from the physical dispute with the defendant. As the officer was gathering more information from the victim, the defendant arrived on scene. He was observed to have sustained injuries as well. And he admitted to striking the victim. He was placed into custody. With respect to that simple battery family violence case, that was null-prossed in 2020 after the defendant completed 24 weeks of FIP. The victim in that case was also Mr. Rivera. So the same victim there. And I will include that looked like a dual arrest with Mr. Rivera's case having been null-prossed as well. The state's recommendation for this case is a $3,000 surety on each count of battery family violence. Before I proceed to the rest, I will state that we have not been able to reach Mr. Rivera yet. We would ask the court sound for him when appropriate. No further contact with Mr. Rivera. Stay away from 6354 Shannon Parkway apartment complex in Union City. It shouldn't be anywhere near each other. And no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Okay. Is Mr. Rivera present or wishes to make a statement?
Yeah. Michael Bell.
Okay, Ms. Armstrong.
Your Honor, we're just asking you to follow pretrial's recommendation of UGR jail. Mr. Rosario is not employed, and it's my understanding that his family financially supports him and he lives at home. I don't have an address. I don't have an alternative address to provide to the court. That's all I have.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond at level 1 through pretrial services. That's going to be $2,000 on each count. He's to have no contact whatsoever with Mr. Rivera. Stay away from that location and take the 1-day anger awareness course. He's also to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Is there anything additional?
No, Judge.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Rosario. That concludes your case.
That's
Who do we have?
4K. That's a 4K SOB, Judge, level 1?
4,000 SOB level 1, yes.
All right, Judge. Give me 1 second, Judge.
Do we have any waivers in the meantime? I guess not.
And Your Honor, the jail has been calling me, seeing if we can try to connect me to Alpharetta somehow.
Okay. All right, who do we have?
Darlene Finney.
Okay, thank you, Miss Finney. Your case is 25 CR 002305Y. In this case, you're charged with theft by taking. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. I'm conducting this hearing by video, and it's being streamed over the internet. That means any member of the public can watch this. Do you understand your rights and how I'm holding the hearing today? All right, thank you, Ms. Russell. You're muted, Ms. Russell.
Sorry about that. Your Honor, where the state would show that on May 22nd, 2023, officers responded to 2468 Martin Luther King Drive here in Fulton County, where they met with the complainant, Min Sung Lee. Mr. Lee stated that Miss Finney was a employee of his and stole merchandise on her last day of work. The stolen merchandise equal to about $491.66. There was photos of Miss Finney, also surveillance video of the theft, and it was hair pieces, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state's just asking for a $500 signature bond in this matter.
All right, any objection to a signature bond, Ms. Melnick?
No, Your Honor, I had a full argument ready for this case because she's like 2 weeks shy of statute of limitations, but yes, we'll agree.
All right, defendant is going to receive $1,000 SOB through the jail. She is to stay away from that location, have no alcohol, drugs, weapons. Is there anything additional?
No, Your Honor, she looks scared. That means you're getting out. We're like we discussed on the phone. Okay.
All right, best of luck to you, ma'am. That
Getting out.
concludes.
Okay.
That concludes your case.
Yeah, Miss Taylor, she's an add-on.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms.
Wait,
Taylor.
Who?
Is it Taylor or Powell? I'm sorry.
Amari Powell, probably.
We
Taylor
don't
was
have a Taylor.
NOD. It was NOD. They probably didn't get the email.
Oh, that case has been dismissed.
Okay.
Oh, that may be when Angelo emailed you about Powell. No, that was Bell. Okay.
All
Have
right.
Miss Powell.
Okay, Ms. Powell, your case is, I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's not it. 25 CR 002321C. You're charged with 2 counts of battery and 1 count of interference with emergency medical professional. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and make sure I don't know that you heard them. You have a right to an attorney, right to remain silent, and I'm conducting the hearing by video. Ms. Russell?
Thank you, Your Honor, where the state would show that on May 2nd, 2025.
Oh, I'm sorry. This wasn't first arrest. I'm sorry, Mr. Howard. Please go.
Second, got an open simple battery out of DeKalb County. I think she's wanted out of DeKalb as well. That's it.
Okay. I'm sorry, Ms. Russell. Please proceed.
No, thank you, Your Honor. That I have that same thing as well. But on May 2nd, 2025, officers arrived at Grady Hospital. When they arrived at Grady Hospital, they were met by paramedic Laura Smith, also another individual, hospital staff member Adrian Gravely, where Miss Laura Smith stated that she was helping to transport Miss Powell. And at some point, Miss Powell had broken free from her.
I'm sorry, it's a little loud. You said that at one point they were hoping to.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I don't think let me go back. So at some point when they arrived, Miss Smith said that they were transporting Miss Powell due to some sort of psychiatric hold that she had come from some other place, but it was psychiatric reasons, and she was going to Grady. But however, Your Honor, Miss Powell was able to break free from her restraints. When she broke free from the restraints, the paramedic, Miss Smith, tried to contain her, and she bit Miss Smith on the hand. Also, hospital staff member Adrian Gravely tried to contain her and scratched him on his arm as well. Officers were able to see those. I believe both of them were bleeding. At some point, they were trying to speak to Miss Powell, but she had been sedated by hospital staff. Your Honor, we are asking, Your Honor, it seems as if that she was in some sort of distress at the time. However, I will say this. I mean, two people did get injured at the time. So we are asking for a surety bond on this case. I have here $1,000 on each charge based on the injuries sustained by these individuals. Stay away from the incident location. No further contact with any individuals, and also some sort of behavioral health evaluation and treatment.
And the incident location was the hospital?
It was.
So,
it's great, Your Honor.
yeah.
So I don't think she'll go back unless she needs treatment.
Right, in case I think she was there for that. Yeah. Okay, Ms. Armstrong, please proceed.
Your Honor, I think the state and I are on the same page about this case, just given that she was receiving treatment. There seems to have been, and I don't want to say, let me just stop myself about that. If Your Honor's not inclined to follow the pretrial's recommendation of UGR level 2, we would just ask for as low a bond as possible. I do have an address off the record I can provide the court, but it's my understanding that Ms. Powell's residentially challenged. But I do have an address that she could use. I think that maybe the pad would be a wonderful opportunity for her. We would, of course, welcome BHET, but defer to the court. Thank you.
Does she have any family? She has family in the area or no, Ms. Armstrong?
It's my understanding she has an uncle in the area. That's what I've been advised.
Okay. And she is an open case. Okay. These are always difficult. The one out of DeKalb, do we know anything about her case out of DeKalb? We were unaware. Okay.
I don't have any information about that.
Information.
That's pending, and it happened in February, so just recently.
Okay. It seems like there may be some things happening here. All right. Defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond at level 2 per judge. She is to stay away from that location unless receiving treatment. Have no further contact with either of those parties, no alcohol, drugs, weapons. Is there anything additional from state or defense?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you, Ms. Powell. That concludes your case.
Judge Williams, is that 1,000 per charge?
1,000 each count. Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you.
Position 22, Ms. Zellner.
All right, Ms. Delner, your case is 25 CR 002320B 2320B. Yes, you're tried for simple battery family violence. You understand your rights? All right, Mr. Howard.
11, 2019 probation, 2014 battery DP dismissed.
Okay, thank you, I'm sorry, Mr. Sirocco.
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place May 2nd at 5480 Coweta Road in South Fulton. That's KOW ETA. The law enforcement responded to a fight call there and upon arrival spoke with the victim in this case, Mr. Mitchell Zellner, Zellner, who explained that the defendant, his wife, had put hands on him around his neck, like she was trying to choke him during an argument about someone he had dated previously. The victim explained he no longer intends to be with his wife. He's filed for divorce. The defendant actually admitted to having an argument and showed officers as well a tablet and a cell phone belonging to the victim that had been placed in a bowl of water. he didn't want to press charges on that. The officer noted that the police had been dispatched to this same location the previous month in April regarding another dispute between them, what seems to be a verbal one. And the defendant was placed under arrest. Regarding that previous battery family violence from 2014, that was against the same victim here. She was alleged to not only have scratched him, but burned him with an iron as well. That case was null prost after she had completed pretrial diversion. We have spoken with we've spoken with the victim in this case. The two have been together for 21 years. He told us that they share 5 children, and that he also expressed that he's willing to work things out regarding their marital situation, at least until the paperwork is finalized. He explained they were arguing, and she had grabbed his phone, and that she then became upset and placed both hands around his neck while he lay there in bed. Concerning enough, he explained that this is not the first time this thing has happened, this type of thing has happened. He said the defendant has tried this several times in the past, and as such, she presents a risk of reoffense here. They probably should not be staying at the same residence together. We have concern for those children as well. The state's recommendation for this case, consequently, is a $4,500 surety bond, a 2-day anger awareness, no further contact with Mitchell Zellner, stay away from 5480 Coweta Road in South Fulton, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and we would sound for the victim when appropriate.
Right, Mr. Zellner, I see you on Zoom. You're not required to make a statement. If you wish to, I need you to turn on your camera, raise your right hand.
And before we do that, I'm sorry, Judge, I did this again. He's okay with no further violent contact and with the defendant returning home, but that is not the state's position here. Thank you.
Understood. Understood. All right, we need you to sit. We can't see you or something.
Okay.
Angle. All right, do you swear or
There you
affirm
go.
the testimony you give today will be true to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, what'd you like to tell me?
Yeah, so she don't oppose no serious threat. Like I said, we've been married for a while. Every now and then we might have a little disagreement, but it's nothing serious, nothing life threatening, anything in that nature. We just had a bad day, but it's nothing major. She don't have to leave home or nothing.
All right.
But that's all, y'all. She a great loving wife and a mother.
I appreciate you coming to court making that statement, okay?
Okay.
Ms. Armstrong?
Yes, Judge, we would ask that you follow pretrial's recommendation of UGR level 2. Ms. Zellner is gainfully employed. It's my understanding she's taken some time off work, and that is a reflection of the fact that there is a personal issue happening in concern of her eldest daughter. I'm not in a position to state that on the record. I hope the court understands that that's just a personal nature, but it does inform this out of character incident that allegedly happened between Ms. Zellner and her husband. We just ask that Your Honor follow pretrial's recommendations and also allow her to return home and have no further violent contact with Mitchell Zellner. Thank you.
Okay, defendant is going to receive a $4,500 signature bond at level 2 through pretrial services. She's going to take a 2-day anger awareness course, have no further violent contact with the alleged victim in this case, have no alcohol, drugs, weapons, and will be reset for the notice. All right, best of luck to both parties.
How much was that?
4,500 SOB level 2.
45. Okay.
All right, best of luck to you, ma'am. I'm giving you a signature bond. All right, who do we have next?
Judge Williams, stand by on, we have the Alpharetta people. They said they brought them over here to the main jail. So stand by with us. So we get
Okay.
them.
And
Okay.
Ms. Melnick, have you spoken to them yet on the phone, or you're going to need to interview them?
Your Honor, I will need to interview them. I couldn't find them, but they were
Okay.
they're en route apparently.
So the Alpharetta people are who?
They say they're over here at the main jail. We're going to look for them now. So just stand by with us. We'll get them up here.
Okay.
And
And
she can
there's
talk
no
to them.
I
there's
mean, I
no
don't have
waivers.
pretrial reports. I'm so sorry. What? I'm so sorry.
Making sure there's no waivers today that we can do while this is happening. Are there any other announcements at the jail?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm looking at number 9, Monty Griffin. Doesn't look like he's in custody anymore. So
Did 9 bond out? Does anybody know?
He did, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So number 9 has bonded out. Are there any other announcements? Okay. So we're just holding on position 8 and 17. That's it? Okay. We will be on a brief hold. All right, we have someone at the jail court iPhone?
Not yet, Judge.
Oh, okay. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you.
Come on, man. You don't have to. Yeah. So, Mr. Galveston. Sit right here, Mr. Galveston. Mhm. Hey, Judge.
Yes, Miss Melnick needs to speak with them, right?
Oh, okay. So,
Um, Miss,
Can you
is there a
call me?
number?
let me get her phone number so I can tell her what to call. I can
Who do
give
I
her a
make it?
call.
Do you
And
guys have
then,
it?
Oh, I haven't talked to my lawyer
in the
Let me
meantime,
talk to somebody.
yet. I talked to my lawyer yet, but I information from my lawyer in the past.
You have a private attorney?
can we review the calendar, Mr. Jordan, too, while we figure this out?
Miss Melanie, can I get your phone number?
Not out loud. I put it in the chat.
Okay, you put it in the chat.
Okay, who do I make it to?
Miss
Melanie?
Melnick, you don't want us
Everyone.
calling you? We
You
can't
can
call
call
you
me,
Miss
Your
Melnick?
Honor. With all our friends on YouTube, maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put it. I love talk on the phone.
That makes one of us.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going.
All right, and can we review the calendar, Mr. Jordan?
Are you ready? Um, Position 1, I have a $10,000 cash bond. Reset SAP 515.
How much?
No, $10.
A
It should be
$10 cash.
$10 cash.
Did I say 15?
You said 10,000.
Oh, yeah, $10 cash, $10.
It's $10. $10.
$10 cash bond, sorry. Position 2 is a $5,000 sign-on bond pretrial, level 1. Position 3 is a $3,000 sign-on bond pretrial, level 1. Position 4 is a $2,000 surety, reset SAP 515. Position 5 is a $5,500 sign-on bond pretrial, level 3. Position 6 is a $1,500 surety, reset SAP. Position 7 is a $1,000 sign-on bond jail. Position 9 was released. Position 10 is a $2,025 split bond. 1,000 for counts 1 and 2, sign-on bond jail. Counts 1 and 3, 1,000 sign-on bond jail. Count 2 is a $25 cash bond. Position 11 is a $2,500 sign-on bond pretrial level 2. Position 12 is a $3,500 surety. That's 2,000 for count 1 and 1,500 for count 2. Position 13 is a $1,000 surety, 500 for each charge. Position 14 is a $1,000 surety. Position 15 is a $5,000 surety. Position 16 is a $50 cash bond, $25 per charge. Position 18 is a $5,000 sign-on bond pretrial level 1. Position 19 is a $1,000 surety, 500 per charge. Position 20 is a $4,000 sign-on bond pretrial level 1, 2,000 per charge. Position 21 is a $5,000 sign-on bond jail. Position 22 is a $4,500 sign-on bond pretrial level 2. And position 1 on the add-on was a $3,000 sign-on bond pretrial level 2. That's $1,000 per charge. And that was
Let's,
per.
yeah,
I knew you coming. And that's all I have. Judge, I'm about to email you what I have. Okay.
Your Honor, I spoke with them.
All right, we can proceed.
Barely. Your Honor, for the 18-year-old, he says he has a private attorney, but Ryan Schwartz, I'm gonna go ahead and argue for him today because I'm trying to get him a bond because he's 18, he's in high school, and I'm not gonna just leave it till Monday.
I'm sorry, what was the name?
Number 8, Ryan Gaffney Stone.
Oh, okay.
He says he has an attorney, but I don't know if he knows for sure or not. Ryan Schwartz, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay.
handle it today.
Is the jail back? Anybody know what happened to the jail?
I could barely hear them. And they said
Okay.
the phones were down.
All right, who do we have?
I believe that's number 8.
Mr. Gaston.
All right, sir, your case is 25 CR 0023060. You're charged with harassing communications and terroristic threats. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing by video. Do you understand that today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Miss Russell, we'll go to you. This is a first.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, where the state would show that on January 30th, Ava Morrell and Aaliyah Morrell went to the Alpharetta Police Department, and they had been and they made a report saying that the defendant, who is the ex-boyfriend of Ava Morrell, had been sending threatening messages via Snapchat and text message. And those threatening messages were, I'm going to shoot her myself. I can't wait to kill her. I'm going to put her in the dirt. Those are quoted messages. At some point in time, a search warrant was done for the phone number relating back to those particular messages, and that phone number is registered to Mr. Gaffney Stone per the T-Mobile records they received on March 5th, 2025. Your Honor, I know you see like two different dates there. So I think January 25th is when Miss Morrell said that the messages began, and January 30th is when they went into the police station. So that's why those two different dates. We were not able to get in contact with the Morrells. We may have had wrong information. So we have had no contact with them. We are asking just for because of the nature of the threats, we're asking for a $3,000 surety bond.
Okay.
Stay away from Ava Morrell. Stay off. Also, Your Honor, stay off social media. If you don't do that, Your Honor, we're asking that no mentions of Miss Ava Morrell or her family in any of his social media posts.
Okay. Is Ava Morrell present? Okay. Ms. Melnick, do you object to a signature bond through pretrial with the requirement that he have absolutely no contact with Ms. Morrell?
No, Your Honor, thank you. Thank you. That means you should be able to get out. His parent, just so the court does know and have some, when the parents did drive him to the police station to turn himself in when they found out there was a warrant on him. So it wasn't like they picked him off the street. I mean, he did turn himself in. So wait, don't speak. You're getting out on a signature bond. Do not
Okay.
speak.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $4,000 SOB through pretrial at level 1, 2,000 on each count. He's to have no contact whatsoever with Ava Morrell or her family, and he is not to mention or contact them through other means such as social media, text, or anything. He should have absolutely no contact whatsoever, have no alcohol, drugs, weapons as a condition, and he will be reset for the notice. Best of luck to you, Mr. Gaffney Stone. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Position 17, Mr. Long.
Okay. My papers got out of order. That's not good. Give me 1 second. All right, Mr. Long, your case is 25 CR 002315H. You're charged with obstruction, shoplifting, and giving false information. Do you understand your rights today? All right, Mr. Howard.
7. We got an open forgery in the 3rd degree, 2 counts out of Doherty County. Open PI charge out of Cobb. Probation and Cobb for theft of services. 2025 probation, 2024 probation.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Sirocco.
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place, it was April 13th of this last month at 7,000 North Point Circle. In Alpharetta, it's the Dillards. Law enforcement responded to after the defendant was observed shoplifting merchandise from the store. He was seen on surveillance selecting multiple T-shirts, entering a fitting room, and then exiting that fitting room without the clothing, looking around, behaving suspiciously, and possibly for loss prevention before he exited the store, passing all points of sale. When he was stopped by a law enforcement officer, he identified himself as Chris. It was later determined that this was not his real name. He gave consent for the officer to search his bag, where one of the clothing items selected during his interaction was found. He ultimately ran away from the officer during the theft investigation, despite him, the officer repeatedly shouting, "Stop, police." A total of $353 worth of merchandise roughly was taken and then recovered after the incident. On April 29th, a photo lineup was conducted with loss prevention there, Miss Dawn Allen, who selected the defendant's photo, identifying him, and a warrant was issued for his arrest, which was ultimately effectuated on May 3rd. Today, I believe with respect to history, he does have that the theft of services, 2 counts that he received first offender treatment for. In 2024 Cobb County, the forgery in the 3rd arrest, the theft by taking arrest in 2022 and 2024, respectively, out of Doherty County. Given this, there is a risk of reoffense here, a number of theft cases that he is dealing with or has been dealt with. As such, the state's recommendation is $1,000 surety on the theft by shoplifting and $500 for each of the willful obstruction and giving false info counts. Stay away from the Dillards at 7,000 North Point Circle in Alpharetta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Okay, Ms. Melnick.
Yes, Your Honor. I think the state's we're asking for the court to disregard the state's offer. What was his pretrial report, Howard?
I have not recommended.
Did not recommended for pretrial? He's he's in school for to become an LPN. He is in school. I think he's made some bad choices, but I think this has been a wake up call. I would like to get him back to school because I think that's going to be, the most impactful in his life. So we are asking for a signature bond on this. He does have ties to the community. He does have a place to stay. This is not going to happen, and there is some time from it.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $1,500 split bond. He's got to make bond at $500 each on the first two counts. The giving false information is a $500 signature through the jail. He needs to stay away from that Dillard's, have no alcohol, drugs, weapons. Is there anything additional?
No, Judge.
All right. With that, I believe the entire calendar is complete.
William?
Yes.
So that was 500 surety for the first two and
Yes.
500 sign bond jail for the third one?
Yes. So 15
Okay.
split, 500 surety on first two, 500 through the jail on the last.
Thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Longs. I believe the calendar is complete. Is that correct?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes.
All right. Take care,
Have a
everyone.
good
Enjoy
one.
the
Bye-bye.
rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge. Bye, all.